Hey guys, welcome. My name is Danny, and this is TechRage. And this video is just a little update make on my new Linux rig, as well as just this whole setup and the process I had to go through. The tiring process. Um, and yeah, Linux. Alright, guys. So currently, I had upgraded my my home PC to a MSI Z MSI Z170A PC Mate motherboard, two ballistics, DDR4, yes, DDR4, uh, two 8 gig sticks, ballistic RAM sticks. That was a lot of words. Um, I also have a Corsair water cooler that is cooling my new Core i7 6700K. Yes, i7. Oh my God. It's my first Core i7. Well, really any i series CPUs I've ever owned before. Before this, well, at least for a desktop. I totally forgot because on my ThinkPad T520 I have a Core i5. Don't remember which exact model, but I have an i5. Yeah. Um, what else? I currently have also a Asus GTX 1070. Uh, what is it? Republic of Gamers Edition GPU. This thing is so beautiful. I'm loving it. It's awesome. It has aura lighting, and for you guys who don't know what that is, you could customize the lighting effects of the GPU. So you can set up set it up to function a bit differently. So say you're playing music, you can actually customize it so that it goes along with the bass of the music. Really awesome. I'm loving this so much. I'm trying to go with a red, black, blue color scheme. So I bought some uh, Corsair fans, I believe. Yeah, some Corsair blue LED fans. Don't remember the exact models. Um, I have a SSD 500 gig Samsung Evo SSD. I was already using that along with my hard drive, which I already had, my 2 terabyte hard drive. This thing is a beast. I'm loving it. I have one, two, three, two, three intake fans and three exhaust fans. The temperatures have been good. This thing has been a top performer, taking everything that I threw at it. I'm loving it all around. It's awesome. Um, the lighting is very nice. It's going pretty good um, with my whole setup scheme. And this motherboard supports all DDR. I mean, sorry, yeah, DDR4 support as well as all. It has all USB Type 3 ports, which I had to. Luckily, with my NZXT Phantom casing, I believe it's a mid tower. So luckily that it actually came with two 2.0 ports. So I was able to just connect that with my motherboard. So then I have those, because you'll still come across issues where some just won't be supported with Type 3. So that's that. And I'm very happy about this. I can take advantage of the latest M.2 port. Now, for those who don't know what it is, it's a new standard in storage. Uh, it's very tight knit with the motherboard. It's a very small, thin kind of SSD, very thin. This thing pretty much looks like it's a part of the motherboard. You could connect it into the slot within the motherboard, and it's said to work faster than an SSD. That blows my mind. You see, because just a couple of months ago, it hasn't even been a year since I upgraded to an SSD, and the performance on this one was amazing. Oh my god, the boot up time to launching applications, everything. Well, for the applications that I had stored on the SSD, everything was just working top notch. Um, What else? Yeah, so I can take advantage of that, which I'm really happy about. I will be buying that soon. Unfortunately, I didn't pick it up because it was quite pricey already when I bought these parts. But I will be picking that up soon, so I can have my Linux rig perform even faster. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with where it is right now. But the process, oh my god, guys, um, the process was hell. I had bought all these parts about 2 weeks ago, and since that time, since 2 days ago, I have been staying up nonstop trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I could not install Linux for the life of me. Um, and the culprit is the UEFI standard that comes with these new motherboards, right? Um, it is hell, 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 hell. You know, oh my god, I have had so many issues. I've tried different distributions. Um, the first primary distribution I was thinking of installing was Gnome Ubuntu 1610, and I've had so many issues with it. I would always get a black screen. I tried updating the kernel. I've tried installing different drivers, different NVIDIA drivers, everything. I installed the proprietary microcode for the CPU, and nothing. I would still get the black screen. I tried everything. I updated my BIOS, which I did need. I didn't know at first, but I did update it, and then I tried again. I updated the BIOS. I updated to the latest kernel, 4.8, I believe. What else? I had updated all my drivers. I installed even these other NVIDIA drivers by Phoronix. Now, for those who don't know what uh, Phoronix is a website, but they also help maintain these NVIDIA drivers for Linux to keep it up to date with the latest updates that come through NVIDIA. So recently, on November 1st, they released the Vulkan API support. So yeah, there's that. I tried those and it did not work as well, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, if you guys want to know more about that, I'll leave the website to it down below. Let me just pull this up right now. And yeah, guys, this is the website, Phoronix, and then I also tried the PPA here. So yeah, you can try the PPA. It says it's in testing, so it supports for GeForce 8 and 9, as well as 6 and 7. That could probably be why. Well, I was recommended to use these drivers. Tried them. Fortunately, it didn't work. Tried everything. Yeah, it just did not work for me, unfortunately. So I tried afterwards. I tried Zorin OS 9. I had the Ultimate Edition. I was just having an issue trying to create a bootable USB for that for some reason. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if it's something from their site. I'm not sure what it is. I checked the checksum just to verify that I downloaded the ISO completely, and yeah, it matched just fine. Don't know what's going on. Maybe it's something from their end, because I've also purchased Zorin OS 11 Ultimate Edition a couple of months back, and I came across the same issues with that one. I even did the checksum. I tried creating a bootable USB off of Windows at work, and the same exact thing. So I'm not really understanding what's going on. I tried using the DD method, as well as using Unabootin, Etcher, and nothing. So I even tried creating a bootable USB for my ThinkPad T520 just to test it, just to make sure that it's not a thumb drive issue, or if it's just a desktop issue. And even there, my ThinkPad T520, and for those who don't know, ThinkPads are highly compatible with Linux. I'd have to say they're probably like number one when it comes to compatibility with Linux. They really keep it working with many Linux distros. I've used it with a couple distros, and I haven't had an issue. Yeah, and even there it didn't create, so that was weird. Uh, yeah, and I ultimately ended up with Elementary OS. And and before going into this, I had also tried Solus OS, right? Recently, they've been doing really well with their distro. They've been getting a lot of hype too. I've been reading on different forums, people suggesting it. I was even suggested myself on that video I made about last week about asking which gaming distro would you guys recommend, because as you know, it's my new gaming rig, so I wanted to make sure I got the best distro for my system, and a lot of people were recommending me Solus. And for those who don't know what Solus is, it's a Debian-based distro. Very nice. I'd honestly would have to say it is the elementary OS for Debian. Yeah, very nice, very polished, very minimalistic. I liked it all around. I tried the Budgie desktop, and then as well as the recently added Mate desktop, and either one didn't really perform well. I mean, when I booted off my USB, it worked just fine. But when it came to actually booting back into it, that's when I had issues. I couldn't detect my mouse for some reason, and even with Gnome Ubuntu, oh my god, that was hell. It did not detect my mouse at all. For some reason, my mouse appeared frozen on the top left over here by the application menu. Very bizarre. I tried updating drivers, nothing worked. Kernels, like I said before, everything, nothing. Even for Solus, I don't know what the issue was, so I just backed away from it. What else? I forget. I feel like I was going to get into something. But besides that, yeah, it just didn't work for me. I mean, it was beautiful. Really, really awesome distro. I highly recommend you guys checking it out. If you guys want to stick, with one of the OG based distros, Debian, you could definitely go with Solus. Very nice. Like I said, very polished. But yeah, I just ran into an issue with it, and I was just tired, So after all of that, I just decided to give it one last try. I decided, okay, I've had Elementary OS on my laptop, on my ThinkPad T520, which it's a couple of years old now. I think it's close to 10 years old. This thing was made in 2007, 2006, although I could be wrong. Yeah, and it just worked flawlessly. It was so fast because, and again, it's a very lightweight type of distro, very minimalistic, right? But very aesthetically pleasing, which is one thing I really enjoy. And so works really well on my laptop, very fast. And I know also because I have an SSD, so that helps enhance that speedness. But besides that, it's very fast. Elementary OS, just launching applications. I currently have Elementary OS installed on my brother's laptop, as well as my youngest sister laptop, and I have it installed. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I have it installed on a few computers, and I've had nothing but great experience. I have version Freya currently running, which is based off of I believe 1404, if I remember correctly. And yeah, nothing but great praise I have for Elementary. Great praise. I wouldn't recommend Elementary OS if you're a beginner, because you'd kind of have to go through the workaround of Elementary, because it's very, very minimalistic. Like, very. The amount of applications you have pre-installed aren't many. Let's say you have a good, maybe close to 10 apps, and even then, for some reason, they don't pre-install LibreOffice or word processing software, so I don't know why. So I had to install that myself. But yeah, I'd really recommend you guys. I mean, luckily, they do have, with the recent version Loki, which I'm currently running, they do have their own app store. And they did have an app store on Freya. So I don't want to misinform you guys. They did have the Gnome store, the Gnome Ubuntu store, right? But now they developed their own store. Let me pull this up right here. Uh, where is this? Yeah, App Center. Right here. So it's very nice. You know, they really keep it with the minimalisticness, and try to keep it consistent. Yeah, it's very nice. So you know, you can definitely install it through there, but so you're not completely lost. But you know, for certain things, right, that I like to include, you know, on my desktop, they just weren't there, so I had to go about installing those things. And I just think that although it is a very awesome experience, very minimal, very fast and speedy, and yeah, it just works well all around. I just think for introductory experience for Linux, it wouldn't be so good because it's one of those, you know, one of those few distros that are like that. And generally Linux, most distros, whether you're running Ubuntu, Linux Mint, Manjaro, you know, these tend to have more out of the box options. You know, when it comes to customization, when it comes to installing apps, you know, and the repositories tend to be more abundant. You know, right out the box, so you wouldn't have to install any extra repos. So, yeah, that's one reason why I would recommend it. But if you want to try it out, go right ahead. I highly recommend it. If you want a lightweight, minimalistic type of distro, what else? And yeah, it works really nice. You see here, I have a few of my apps, and I have Steam. Yes, I have Steam, which I'm very happy about. I have it here. I was just testing out a few games, like I installed Open Arena, as well as Ready Clips. I installed Gmod, or Gary's Mod, you guys know. And I recently purchased Firewatch, which I'm very happy because I have seen many videos about this game and I love it all around. If you guys don't know what it's about, I highly recommend you check it out on YouTube. I'll be putting up a recorded gameplay within the coming weeks, or maybe even sooner than that, but we'll see. Very awesome game. I really do love the aesthetics of the game. Very nice, really good experience. Yeah, and oh, let's show you. Yeah, that's what my wallpaper is based off of. The what's it? The Firewatch wallpaper that they have. Well, traditionally they have it in like an orange color scheme, but yeah, I got this one off of Google Plus. Yeah, guys, so it's really awesome all around. Pretty cool. What else let's say here? Yeah, so besides that, I currently have Nvidia drivers installed. Now, I did not install the ones from Phoronix. I actually just did an upgrade, and they installed the ones that are currently supported through Elementary OS. So I have those. Works very well. I had no issues. I was actually really scared for a second, you know, when I tried booting back into Elementary, but everything works just fine. Display, no display issues, nothing. Fast, speedy, I love it. What else? What else? Yeah. So that's really it, guys. So this is my new rig. I'm very happy about it. Now, what is it? Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned before. For some reason I can't remember, but one of the main reasons why Linux was having such an issue installing onto my computer, it's for the new standard, the UEFI standard, right? And the thing is how it really is meant to, you know, prevent users from installing Linux, because Linux, you know, and for a while every computer supported Legacy, which is, you know, the old standard, and now current new motherboards support UEFI and Legacy, or some of them just are supporting just some UEFI, which I see them they're pushing later on. yeah, I actually installed Windows 10 at first, just so I can get my computer up and running because I tried installing Linux, nothing worked. I just really wanted to start using it, see the performance of it, so I installed Windows 10. Um, yeah, and it worked just fine. But one thing I disliked was that naturally, when I installed Windows 10, it really did change a lot of my settings within the BIOS, weirdly enough. Uh, Very strange. It changed it. I had it set up so that it supported UEFI and Legacy, and it had changed it to just UEFI. Now I don't know. Maybe there's something I had done. Maybe there was something within the proprietary CDs that came with my graphics card and with my motherboard, but that I found that very strange. Yeah, so that's one of the main culprits as to why this wasn't working. But Elementary OS just seems to work fine. I'm really happy with it. So I give it high praise. This thing's working like a champ. Um, yeah, guys. So that's all pretty much it. I'll be working on more segments down the line. As you saw recently, I had put up a video about open source. I was recommending uBlock Origin, which is a software, which is a ad block software. So I suggest you guys check that out. And that's my first episode to my new segment, right, of recommending open source software. So really suggest you guys stick around for that. I have a bunch of other segments I want to get into, other topics. I want to branch out. I mean, I love Linux and dear and open source, but I want to focus other stuff on like accessibility. For those who don't know what it is. It is any device, whether it's software or hardware, that helps enhance a person's learning experience, right? That helps accommodate for their learning experience. Actually, at work, I help students with disabilities, so I know quite a bit about it, especially on some web development. So I will be making videos upon those, as well as recommending any open source apps for Android as well, which I did not say before, and just other apps too. Customizing your Android phone, which I am a total fan of. I installed many custom Android ROMs, so I'll be doing that. Yeah, guys. So I'm really making this channel, very abundant and very, how do I say it, very juicy, in its content. So I highly suggest you guys stick around if you guys like that. Wait for those videos. And if you have any comments, leave them down below. If want to ask me a question, feel free to do so down there. But yeah, guys. So that's it. And just so happy out of the box, guys, with hyperthreading. I just wanted to say this. Working up to 4.2 gigahertz. I have never had such a fast computer. I'm so happy. Like, you have no idea. I geeked out so bad. This thing is working amazingly, and that's without even overclocking, which I don't think I'll be doing in some time. But yeah, guys, stick around. Like I said, leave any comments down below. My name is Danny. This is TechRage, and I'll see you guys in the next video.